Live. 0 seconds. Live. 0 watching now. Live. Going to learn more about the BrailleNote Touch. Live. 5 seconds. 0 watching now. 0 likes. And I'm just getting this set up here. So give me just a few seconds. Okay. So the BrailleNote Touch, as you all know, is the first HumanWare tablet. So let me turn this up. See.
Music volume set to 60%. Top. Locked. 141. Sun. July 1. Normal.
Okay. So, switch camera. 0 watching now. 0 likes. So guys, if you hear me messing with voiceover, it's because I'm checking here on the chats. So please note that if I don't answer your chats, 1 watching now. 0 likes. And yeah. 1 watching. Good tech. Hi. 1 watching now. 0 likes. Good tech. Hi. Cat D. Cat D. Space. Cat D. Tango. Oh, hello there. Words. Tech. 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 Good. Good. Tech. Hi. Good tech. I think this is your name. Yeah. So just letting you know if you reply to my message, if you send me a message, and I'll look here in a few moments here. So we are doing the BrailleNote Touch today. And let's turn this off here. And let me change that voice to something else here. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Computer braille is required.
That's not what I wanted here.
English US.
Let's see here.
Computer braille is required.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off for a moment. So basically what we're gonna do here today is learn about the BrailleNote Touch. So you can do a lot on here. It's really nice. Now the BrailleNote Touch, unfortunately, is flipping expensive. You can either buy the 18 cell, which is $4,995 US dollars, or the 32 cell, which is $5,500. Now if you have a Vogue Rehab counselor, and he or she will get it for you, good. That's good. For me, that wasn't the case because I wanted to get the new one and they were very strict. So they said no. So basically I had to spend that much money to get it, but that's another story. So, give me just a few moments here. I'm going to change the voice real quick to the acapella TTS voice from Heather. So it's going to take me a few moments here because it's going to do that. So while I'm doing that, the acapella, I don't know how much it is, but once you download it, you can open it and click to install. Let's see here. Nope. English, Australia. Let's see here. Actually, let me just go into this one. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Good tech. Hi. 1 watching now. 0 likes. Sorry about that. It's gonna take me a few moments here. If you're okay with this voice here.
Speech on.
Wait.
Past. Bottom. Top. Configure language profiles.
Oops, that's for the wrong language.
Configure language.
Ah.
Configure language profiles.
Okay, it went to German all of a sudden. Okay, so I'll just tell you what's happening here. So once you buy this, you have to set up your BrailleNote. And you can also use Touch Braille. Now, Touch Braille is when you flip back the keyboard and you use the screen to basically use the same coding as in the Braille. I personally do not use it because I didn't really practice this. But what's really nice here is you can browse the internet, you can go on YouTube, surprisingly, and it even has the KNFB reader on here. Yeah, it comes on here pre-installed. Considering that the KNFB reader on the iPhone, iOS, is $100 last time I checked. And it's really nice to have it on here. Now, I haven't used it very much because I am not in school right now. I have summer vacation. And yeah, but you can do your planners, you can do file manager, that's where the file is, calculator. You can download third-party apps, which is really cool. Braille Terminal, you can use that as your iOS device, and I will make a demonstration at that a later point because I'm streaming from my iPhone at the moment. I could not figure out how to do this for my Macintosh computer. You can also... There's quite a lot of things you can do on here. Now the thing is, you cannot do I have not been able to figure out how to, there's so many things on here that I don't even know of probably. You can, basically, it's based off Android. Just think of it as an Android device, but with a Braille display and everything. You do not have to know how to use, you do not need to know how to use Android if you get this thing, because it's really straightforward. Let's see. And post your questions below if you have any questions. Feel free to ask.
Good tech. Hi. Good tech. How do you like the BrailleNote Touch? I'm getting switch camera button. Good tech. How do you like the BrailleNote Touch? I'm getting one to school this coming year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Speaking rate.
I did
Volume.
not see your
Speaking rate.
question
Words.
there.
Good tech. How do you like the BrailleNote Touch?
Okay.
Good tech. One watching now. 0 likes.
So how do I like the BrailleNote Touch? I really like it. Comparing it to the Apex, the BrailleNote Touch is a lot better. Now I'll tell you why. When I had the Apex, which I had it from Vogue Rehab, it kept freezing up literally almost every day. I mean, every day I was using it. I would be just typing away, and all of a sudden it just freeze up. All of a sudden, and basically I'd lose everything. I'd lose that whole, not the whole file, but I'd lose. So let's say I'm writing a paper, doing an assignment for school, and while I'm writing, I save it, and then I go back into it and continue it. It freezes up, and I had to reset the whole thing. It even got to the point one time where I couldn't even reset the BrailleNote. I even had to take the battery out. Now, HumanWare recommends not to do this. I, on the other hand, actually one time had to reset the password because for some reason it wouldn't let me enter the password, and I had to do a password reset, which they sent me a file. Then it got to the point where on the BrailleNote Touch, or not BrailleNote Touch, the Apex, where I couldn't put another password on it because it would take it, but then it would always, every time, turn it off. So I called them and they told me, okay, I had to do a complete reset. I mean, like a factory reset. Now, HumanWare doesn't really tell you this command, but I already knew the command because I found it on Google. Because Google has everything, most of the time.
Good tech. Hi. Good tech. Good tech. I have the same problem.
Yep. The BrailleNote Apex was nice, but I tried using the email and everything.
Switch camera button.
And it just never, the email was so slow. Like, you couldn't even connect to the, school networks, because it was 802.1x authentication levels, where it has its username and password. On the BrailleNote Touch, you don't have to worry about that. It automatically knows it's a regular school network or whatever, home network. And internet is really quick. Now, depending on how the router is and everything, it could be slow and faster, but when I used it, it just goes bam. It's pretty quick. And to prove that you can watch YouTube, I am going to open YouTube. So I'm going to all applications, and I did a 456 command, or 456 with space. Click on YouTube. And if YouTube does not freeze up on me, I will show you. And I will just look up a random video here. Let's see, trending, subscriptions, activity. Let's see, library. Let's see, where are you? YouTube. Search button, there we go. So let's just search for, let's do eine kleine Nachtmusik Mozart. Just something that just popped up here. I'll click enter on that. And then eine kleine Nachtmusik Mozart. Let's find it here. Eine kleine Nachtmusik Mozart W8. There it is. So I'm going to click on this first one. I'm not going to play it very long just for copyright purposes. So click enter, or the cursoring button. And there we go. And I'm going to go out of it because, just for purposes. Pretty good speakers, I must say. Now, here's the thing. Now, you're probably wondering, how does it keep storage? Well, there's a SD card under the battery pack. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Do not, and I repeat, do not take this SD card out and put it in the computer, because it could potentially mess up the system completely, and you'd probably have to send it back and repair. I learned this from someone, from a YouTube technician, and they said do not do that. Now, if by any chance you have to send your BrailleNote Touch back in for repair, and they have to, do some system, like a, couple repairs on the device itself, like replacing the display or something, then you can take out the SD card and keep it yourself, and then when you get it back, you don't have to worry about that and put it back in there. The most storage you can get out of this is, I believe it's 25 to 32 gigabytes, which I was, I would loved it to be more, but maybe I will have to call them and ask them if they can do that.
Chat options. Button. Switch camera. But. Good tech. The thing kept freezing up so much. So this is change. It was not bad. Speaking rate. Volume. Speaking rate. Words. Good. Tech. Bad. Thing. Cat. Freezing. Up. So much. So this is a change. It was not bad. But it liked to freeze. Good tech. I have the same problem. Good tech. The thing kept freezing up so much. So this is change. It was
Yeah. The BrailleNote Touch, I think it only froze up me on once since I've had this. I've had this thing like maybe for, let's see, 1 or 2 years already, and it's only frozen up once or twice. Very rarely it freezes up. You can download voices, as I said, using the Acapella TTS voices. They used to have the Ivona voices, and then Ivona decides to take them off the Play Store. For some random reason, I don't know why. They also have ETI Eloquence. If you're familiar with JAWS, they have the JAWS voice on here. And I will tell you that I'll show you that right now. So let's go to yes and make that default. And
Speech on.
whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see, text to speech settings. Let's see, preferred engine. And let's go to BrailleNote Touch Acapella.
speech on.
Okay, yeah, I just changed it back to Heather. But you get the idea. To ETI Eloquence, you can download many voice applications: Acapella, TTS voices, ETI Eloquence. Yeah, I'll turn this up.
Softer.
There we go. So
Music volume set to 65%.
I'll be quiet. So you have email and keymail. So basically what HumanWare did.
In case you missed it, Madeline Ramirez. I love helping people.
Okay, then hello there.
Good tech. How do you reset touch if it does freeze? Speaking rate. Volume. Speaking rate. Words. Good
see.
tech. How do you reset touch if it does freeze? Switch camera. Button.
Okay, good question. So let's say the BrailleNote Touch freezes up for some reason and it's stuck on, the internet or something, or you can't exit at all. All you have to do is just press and hold the lock/power button, which is on the left-hand side above the volume buttons. You press and hold that until it turns off and you feel a vibration. I'm not going to do that because it takes forever to turn back on. That's the nice thing about the BrailleNote Touch. You don't have to actually power it off completely. All you have to do is just press the lock button,
Screen off.
and boom, it turns it off. So if I want to unlock it, I press it again. Hello.
Locked.
There we go.
1:54, Sunday, July
And then
1st,
do
1:54 p.m.
space with U to unlock.
Password edit box.
And
Password entry is required.
there is no password when it comes with it, but I will show you how to set the password on there. So
Pass main menu.
So
Device unlocked.
computer braille is required for this. So again, if the BrailleNote Touch does freeze up, you just hold the lock button or the power button/lock button, whatever it is. I'd say about maybe for 10 seconds, and then it'll turn off, and then you will feel a vibration when it turns off. So yeah, so if you want me to show you how to set the password, I'll show you that right now. So you're going to go into options
Options menu.
by doing
Configure language profiles.
space with O, and then go to
Android system settings.
Android system settings by pressing A, or you can just do the 456 chord, either works. Hit enter,
Settings. Wireless and networks.
and then do S.
Sound. Storage. Security.
Go to security.
Security. Screen security. Screen lock. Password.
So there we go. Screen lock is password.
Confirm your password. Password
And
entry is required.
I need to.
Dot.
Whoops.
Dot. Choose screen lock. None.
Okay,
Disable
so it
by
asks me the password because
encryption
it's,
policy
it's
or
like a.
credential storage. Disabled.
Okay, yeah. For some reason.
Button. Disabled by administrator. Encryption policy or
Okay, now
credential
the reason why it
storage.
says that is because I have it set to something I needed.
Password.
Okay, so
Bottom.
the default is none. So when you go to password, it will ask you to put a password in. It has to be computer braille. I think it's just the main purpose for that. And then once you get that,
Recent apps. Clear
you do
main
that.
menu.
And the way you get to the recent apps, you do space with, there's two ways you can get to the recent apps. You can go to space with dots, the lower F chord, or space with dots 2, 3, 5.
Recent apps. No recent apps.
So there's no recent apps. And to clear all of them, you just hit C. Or you can do backspace with C to just close that one app.
Main menu.
Or,
Contact general device info. Space with I.
whoops, that's not what I
Main
do.
menu.
Or you can press the
Recent. No recent apps.
square button, press and hold the square button on the front of the BrailleNote Touch, which is located to the right of the home button, which is a round button.
Main menu.
And there is an action button on the right hand side with a little, it's a flat button with a dot on it. I personally have never used it that very much. I'm still trying to figure out what that does. Yeah, oh, also, on the back of the BrailleNote Touch, you have, let's see, 3 ports. You have a USB port on the left, an SD card in the middle, and listen to this, we have a new port that the old BrailleNotes did not have, I believe, which is a HDMI port, which is a cable that you can use to connect to a projector or a big screen or something like that. They took away the RJ45 port or the Ethernet port, and they took away the, let me see, the infrared port. No, the infrared was only on the mPower. Let's see, what else was on the BrailleNote Apex that was not on here? Anyway, continuing. And on the right, you have, oh, you know what? Oh, no. And on the left, you have the, above the power button, you have the, what's it called? The micro USB port, which is, you can connect that to the charger. And on the right, above the action button, you have 2 ports, the microphone, and you have the headphone port. And let's see if any more questions.
Good tech. How do you reset touch with those, please? Switch camera. Chat options. Good tech. How do you reset touch with those, please? Good tech. The ping kept freezing up so much. Some of this has changed. It was not bad. I'd like to freeze. Good tech. How do you reset touch with those, please?
Okay, I think I answered your question about,
Good tech. How do you reset touch?
yeah.
Good tech. I have the same. Good tech. Good tech. Hi. One watching now. 0 likes.
Okay, yeah. So I think I answered your question about, like, if it does freeze.
0 watching now. 0 likes.
Oops.
0 watching now. 0 likes.
So yeah. But that's that. So let's just practice using touch braille. So I'm going to lift up the keyboard and, oops, I need to turn on speech. Why aren't you talking?
Speech on.
There we go. So lift up the little keyboard thing. There's a little like wedge kind of thing on the left hand side. So to calibrate, you put all 10 fingers on the screen at the same time. And if you hear that vibration, that means it failed. But if you hear a short one, let's see, a real short one, that means it got it. So now if I do, let's see,
Planner. Key plan.
I did P or A,
All applications.
hit enter with the pinky,
Main menu. All apps. Acapella TTS voices.
and then if I do space with 4, 5, 6,
Main menu.
there we go.
Contacts. Key list.
So that's pretty cool with the BrailleNote Touch you can do with the, that. Also,
0 watching now. 0 likes.
you can also do one-handed mode. And to do this, you do, okay, let me think. Because I don't remember how to do this. Let me see. Let's see, is it? No,
Email. Keymail.
let's see.
One-handed mode activated.
Okay,
Holding down enter. Press and hold the action button to deactivate.
so to turn that on, you hold down the action button and the enter button at the same time until it comes up with the message, one-handed mode activated. I have never used it. I think particularly it's a little bit slower. But that's up to you. That's what's only my opinion, that if you don't like one-handed,
Notification. 263 new messages.
sorry about that. I have a lot of messages on this thing. So to turn this back off, I just do the same command.
One-handed mode deactivated.
There we go.
Notification.
There we go. So, let's see.
Top. Internet. Key web.
So let's just go to the internet and just, practice that a little bit.
Web. http://www.acapella-group.com/
And that was the recent one. So, okay, let's stop it. So to go to Google or to the address bar, do space with
search or enter address
O, or not space with O, enter with O, excuse me. And you have to type in computer braille. So let's just go to Google. Okay, and enter.
Loading. Page loaded. Link.
See, there we go. It went really quick.
Images linked.
And I'm just spacing.
Graphic link. Edit box.
And do cursor rounding button there on the edit box. And let's just type in, let's see. Let's just type in when, let's see, no, okay, we all know this, but you know what, I don't know what to search for. Let's sing, accessible, radar apps, and hit enter.
Page loaded. Link accessible radar apps button. On.
So,
watching now. 0 likes. More edit box.
So,
Toilet finding / rating apps. The world's accessible toilets. HTTPS.
So basically the BrailleNote Touch, it's pretty cool. But that's basically a demonstration on the internet or key web. And again, they basically what HumanWare did, it's all almost the same applications, but they took the whole Keysoft and rebuilt it from the ground up. So now, remember, it used to be 9.5, and now it's Keysoft version 5, but however, you have more ability and options. Or BrailleNote Touch version 5, excuse me. Now the Android version is different, which is version 4.2, which is KitKat. I personally do not know if they're going to make an update with the actual Android system. I don't think so, but with HumanWare, I asked them that question, and they said they're not sure. So I hope they would do that, because I would really like to see where you can have multiple users on the BrailleNote Touch, which I think would be really cool. And let me see if you have any questions.
Hi. How do you reset touch with those keys? Switch camera button. How do you reset touch with those keys?
So no questions yet. Okay. So let's see. What else should I ask? You can also disable and re-enable Keysoft. Now, I don't know what the purpose of this would be. Maybe just to use as a regular Android device. But if you really wanted to do this, you could just press the home button 3 times, which is the round button on the front next to the left arrow key. So I'm going to do that now.
Disabling Keysoft.
This is disabling Keysoft. So now I can't navigate at all. It's just a regular Android device. And just to re-enable it, it says triple press home, saying to re-enable it. So I'm going to do that now.
Enabling Keysoft.
And there we go.
Isabella TTS.
And that was a voice on there that I tried downloading. I'm trying some new voices on here. And as I said before, I really wish they would have kept the Ivona voices, but they took those down from the Play Store. Maybe they'll come back. I don't think they will, but that would be really cool.
How do you reset touch with those keys? Android 4.4.2.
Yes, that's correct. Android.
Show latest messages button. Android 4.4.2.
Yes, Android 4.4.2. Yes, that's correct. And with KitKat, they have so many interesting names for Android software. I'm surprised it didn't come anything up with iOS 12. I mean, iOS 12, what it's called iOS, I don't know, Pro or something. Anyway, going on. So let's see when I check for updates. Now, I believe, if I'm correct, it will check automatically up for updates when you connect to the internet, but just for,
Bottom.
let's
All
just say you want to check for
applications.
updates anyway. So we're gonna go to all applications
Main menu, all apps. Acapella TTS voices.
and hit the letter K until you hear key updater.
Keep. Key BRF.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Key BRF. Key BRF. That is so you can open BRF files. And you can also, in the word processor, you can open TXT, DOCX, which is probably the most common these days, DOC as well, RTF, and TXT, I believe also. PDF. Let's go to PDF files for a second before we go on. I am still learning how to do those because those PDF files, I've had trouble with those. So I really tried really hard to avoid those, but you can convert those on Word, on Microsoft Word, to a DOC if you want to.
Key calc.
Key calc is for the calculator.
Key files.
Key files is like the file manager.
Key list.
Key list is for the contacts.
Key mail.
Key mail, obviously it sounds like mail.
Key math.
Key math, and this one's really cool. So, and I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna pause again.
Switch camera. Attack. Input 442.
Okay, so going on, so with this, key math, so key math is really cool. I have actually tried this out, and it's pretty cool. So if you're in school, whether you're in college, high school, whatever, and you are in a math class, and you can use this to do applications, equations. And you don't have to, you have to change it to Nemeth code, which I believe it does it automatically. And then once you've done those, you copy that and put it in the Word and into a keyword. And it automatically translates everything, signs, everything, whatever, shapes, pictures, into keyword for you. Saves a lot of work. And I probably may have to use this because I still have a couple more years to go in college, and knowing probably the one I'm going to, I may need to take another math class at school, but I don't know yet. But going on.
Key plan.
Key plan is for the for the calendar.
Key updater.
Key updater. Here we go. So we're gonna click that.
Key updater. System update. System up to date.
Okay, so system's up to date. Now let's see what the release notes are. Just
Latest release notes.
so we'll click enter or
Settings.
whatever.
Bottom. BrailleNote Touch Acapella. Key BRF.
So here's like the little sub folders, I guess you can call them.
BrailleNote Touch Acapella top. Key
So-
BR BrailleNote Touch Acapella.
So let's see what there, what's new in there.
Alert: if you use Arabic as your primary language, it is now possible for Keysoft to switch voices from Arabic to a Latin voice when text changes are found. To change the setting, you can access it from the additional TTS settings in the Keysoft options menu. Choose the Acapella settings and choose your Arabic and Latin voices to use. Okay.
Okay, so click on OK.
Settings.
That will not apply to me because I do not speak Arabic or I speak Latin. The only thing I know in Latin is Mera Cupa, Mera Maxima Cupa. That's all I know. And I learned that from a book.
Key BRF.
That's how they said it, so I'm going by the way they pronounced it. All right, key BRF.
Alert: fixed few issues and improved stability. Okay.
So that's pretty much it. Basically fixing some issues.
Settings. Key list.
Key list for the contacts.
Alert: you can now add the sender of the email directly to your key list contacts. If you are reading an email from someone you do not currently have in your contacts, simply activate the Keymail contacts menu by tapping the square button on the front of the touch and select the Add Sender to Address Book option. You can then fill in the appropriate information for that new contact. While writing emails, you can now spell check the contents of that message. You can start the spell checker using the familiar shortcut from keyword of space with dots 1-6, or access the Keymail contacts menu and choose the spell check item. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. You can add this email sender directly from the email or Keymail app.
Bottom. Settings.
That's nice.
Keymail.
All right, Keymail.
Alert to the ability to save zip file attachments on all account types. Okay. Bottom.
Okay, add save zip files on all account types.
Keymail exchange services.
Keymail exchange services and
Switch camera.
any more questions?
Back. Input 442.
Okay, well, so
Alert to the ability to save zip file attachments on all account types. Okay.
so same thing.
Bottom. Settings. Key math.
Key math. Let's see what's new in there.
Alert: added graphing mode using Desmos graphing calculator module. Added tactile preview mode. Added direct latex math entry mode. Okay.
So something about graphing modes and using the using the yeah Dismos. Yeah, so basically with graphing stuff,
Settings.
that probably won't
Key
be applied
left.
to me because I don't do those
Key
kinds of
plan.
stuff. So key plan.
Key soft. Keyword. User guide. Firebird mobile.
So Firebird Mobile. Firebird Mobile is something new. That is where you can actually connect wirelessly to a Braille embosser. I do not currently own a Braille embosser because I don't need one. But
Key updater.
let me see
Through
real
use now.
quick
Recent apps. Main
what
Pro
the
apps. Acapella TTS voice.
what the compatible Braille embossers are for this. So
Facebook. Firebird mobile.
Firebird Mobile,
Firebird mobile. Firebird mobile. More options
and
button. Pick image button. Soft. Select filter drop emboss button. Phoenix Gold. Select embosser drop down list.
okay, so this is a drop-down list.
Showing
So
3 items. Phoenix Gold.
so either the Phoenix Gold,
Romeo 60.
Romeo 60,
Juliet 120.
and the Juliet 120 are the ones compatible with the wireless embossers.
Firebird mobile. Phoenix Gold. Select recent apps. Main
So that's
menu
pretty
apps.
cool.
Acapella TTS voices.
And I think that's it. But if you guys have any more questions, I'm going to stay on here for just a little bit. If you have any more questions, go ahead and comment them now.
Good tech. I'm back. Can you show how to add extra acapella voices? Because that is something I'm going to do a lot when I get mine. Speak. Volume.
Oh,
Speaking rate. Words.
I'm sorry. I didn't see your question there.
Good. Tech. Back. Can you show to add extra acapella voices? Because. Good tech. I need BrailleNote Touch acapella voices. Switch camera. Button.
Absolutely. Yes, I can show you how to do that. So, and also before I go on with this is where it gets really interesting. So you can actually have one voice for a language that, like a different language. Let's say, okay, I'm just going to go with Spanish because that's what probably most people speak. And you can add the Spanish voice there. Now, that's not all you have to do. You have to also add changing the grade level, adding an extra grade level for the Spanish stuff. And I have UEB on here. So UEB in Spanish, I don't know how that would look like, but you can change it to the EBAE format. This is also nice. You can also decide if you like the old Braille code better or the new Braille code on the BrailleNote Touch. You can decide how to use that. So anyway, so I'm going to open Acapella TTS.
Acapella TTS voices. Contacting server.
And it's contacting the server because it has to contact it.
Acapella
There we
TTS
go.
voices.
And
German. Lee. Voice female. Voice installed.
it's supposed to pronounce the
Acapella default voice.
Leah,
Click to open voice
but it
manager.
can't pronounce it right.
English Australia. Olivia. Voice female. Voice installed. Click to open
So
voice
these are all
manager.
the voices I have.
English US. Nelly. Voice female. English US.
let's see.
English US. English US. Will Oldman. Voicemail. Voice not purchased.
So you have, now here's something I don't really like. You download the Acapella app, which I believe is for free. I'm pretty sure it's for free. But you have to purchase the voices. Why couldn't they just make you purchase the app and then make the voices for free? I think that
So
would make
now,
more.
Linus. Apple G. Burns and barbecue over the park. Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. I think that would make more sense. So let's say,
English US. Rod. Voicemail. Voice not purchased. English US. Scott. English US. Wilfro Mifar. Voice English US. Ryan. Voicemail. Voice not purchased.
okay, so I'm just gonna go into
Open
here,
Voice Manager. Acapella TTS
Voice
voices.
Manager,
Bottom. Help button. Settings button. Editor button.
and
Reader button.
you
Voice
can,
Manager button. Edit box. Hi. Clear text button. Stop button. Play button.
and this is the play button. You can actually hear an sample of this. So I'm gonna do that now by pushing the play button.
Hi, I'm the American English speech synthesis voice from Acapella. Efficient, fast and of very high quality, why not try me out with your own words?
Okay, so
Online demo only. Click to buy minus €3.99.
what? Okay, apparently it's in euros, but you get the idea. So this is a click to buy. It says €3.99.
Ryan. English US. Buy button. Top.
And
Ryan, English US. Buy button.
and I don't know how much that would be in US dollars, but you get the idea there. So once you buy that, and let's say you have
Acapella
purchased the
TTS
voice.
voices. German. Lee. English Australia. Olivia.
So let's say you want,
Voice installed.
I'm just gonna use Olivia because that's one I purchased. So I'm gonna do that.
Acapella TTS voices. Top. Uninstall button. Top. Play button. Stop button. Clear text button. Hello, I'm the Oster Voice Manager button. Reader button. Editor button.
And
Settings button.
let's go to
Edit Voice Manager button.
Voice Manager.
Acapella TTS voices. English Australia. Olivia. Voice female. Voice installed. English US. Well back up. English Australia. Olivia. Voice female. Acapella TTS voices.
Okay, let me think about this.
Bottom. Help button. Settings button.
Okay, I think I have to go to settings for this.
Acapella TTS voices.
This is
Acapella TTS. Click to access to Android TTS. Click to access to Android TTS settings button.
okay.
Text to speech settings. Preferred engine. Radio button. Google text launch engines radio button. BrailleNote launch engine set radio
So
button.
if it worked,
Text. Alert attention. This speech synthesis bottom. Text to speech settings. Text to speech settings.
Well, what?
Navigate up.
What? That's not what I.
Softer.
Okay, just a moment, guys.
Preferred engine. Radio button. Not checked.
Oh, I hate when it does this.
Acapella TTS.
Oh.
Click to access to Android top. Isabella TTS. Text to speech
What?
settings.
No.
Acapella TTS voices. Top. Isabella TTS.
Okay.
Preferred radio. Radio check.
Alright, guys, let me go and delete this Isabella one. It won't confuse me. So give me just a second.
Main menu all apps. Isabella TTS.
Let's go and activate that.
Then open app info.
Open app info.
App info.
And click on uninstall.
Uninstall app.
And click OK. And we have no speech now. But that's okay, because I can fix that. So let's go back to Acapella TTS, and we will click on... Come on. There we go.
Uninstall app. Uninstall finish.
No.
Menu all apps. Speech off.
Oh gosh, I don't like that one.
Recent apps. Text to speech settings. Acapella TTS voices. Top. Text to speech settings. Speak TTS. Radio launch engine. Google text radio button. Check. Preferred engine. Text to speech settings. Nav top. Google text Acapella TTS. Launch engine set general. Speech rate step on Acapella radio button. Alert attention. This speed bottom. Text to speech settings. Using Acapella TTS.
Whoa, that's quick.
Normal. Slow. Text to speech settings. Navigate up. Very slow. Very slow.
No.
Slow. Normal. Preferred engine. Radio button. Not checked. Google text to speech engine. Launch engine settings button. Disabled.
So there we go. Now it's been changed to what I've changed it to.
Music volume set to 60%.
So I have quite a few voices on here. I have one for German because I speak German as my secondary language. So if I need to read a German email, I can switch it to that. Now, if you want to switch to the German Braille code, you do, or whatever language you have set to, you do space with, let me see. You do
German.
enter with L.
Radio button. Not checked.
Now, obviously, it doesn't speak German right now because it's in the German code. It's in a different voice. But what you could do, so let's change it back.
English US. BrailleNote Touch.
And
Acapella
I'm going to
TTS
go
voices.
to.
Quick access to Android TTS settings button. Acapella TTS voices. Settings button.
Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. There we go.
Help button.
Let's go
Acapella TTS
to.
voices. English Australia. Olivia. Voice female. Voices. German. Voice female.
So let's go to
Voices.
Leah.
TTS voices.
And
Uninstall button. Play German. Play button. Stop button.
and here's an example of her.
Hallo, ich bin die hochqualitative und effiziente deutschsprachige Sprachsynthese von Acapella. Testen Sie mich doch mit Ihren eigenen Worten und Ihrer eigenen Applikation.
I don't understand why it's so fast. It's weird.
Slow.
Uh,
Stop button. Play button.
it's weird.
Very slow. Very slow. Stop button. Play button. Hallo, ich bin die hochqualitative und effiziente deutschsprachige Sprachsynthese von Acapella. Testen Sie mich doch mit Ihren eigenen Worten und
let's
Ihrer eigenen
see.
Applikation. German.
Whoa, no, I don't want to.
English US.
Oh, wait a minute.
German. Stop button. English US. Clear text button. Slow. VoiceManager button.
Okay, so let's go to Voice Manager.
Acapella TTS voices. German, Greek, voice female, voice English Australia,
And,
German, Greek, voice female, acapella TTS
oops,
voices.
that's not what I want to do.
Settings button.
There we go, Settings button.
Acapella TTS voices. Acapella TTS voices. Top. Click to access to Android TTS settings.
Okay, so we'll click on that
Text
one.
to speech settings. Text to speech settings. Text to speech settings. Preferred engine. Radio button. Acapella TTS. Radio button. Check. Check. Launch speak TTS. Radio button. Not checked. Launch engine ETL equals TTS. Radio button. Not launch engine settings button. Disabled.
Oh,
BrailleNote Touch acapella. Radio button. Not checked.
Using BrailleNote Touch acapella. Fast.
okay.
Normal.
So
Text-to-speech settings.
let's go ahead and,
Acapella TTS voices. Click to access to Android top. Text-to-speech settings. Acapella TT radio button. Acapella radio button. Alert attention button.
Text to speech settings. Using acapella TTS.
okay. But
Text to speech settings. Preferred engine.
I have to go into this and look into this more
Radio button.
because
Not checked. Google text to speech engine. Launch radio button. BrailleNote Touch acapella. Radio button. Not checked.
Using BrailleNote.
Just a moment, guys.
Click to access to Android top. Click to access to Android TTS settings. Text-to-speech settings. Radio button. Alert attention button.
Using acapella TTS.
this is weird. Okay, guys.
Text to speech settings. Preferred engine. BrailleNote Touch acapella. Radio button.
So after looking into this more, I will make a new demonstration of this because I got this to work. It takes a little bit of time to get used to.
Chat options. Button. Switch camera. Button. Good tech. I need default acapella that comes with touch. Since you can get those extra voices that come with the default package. Volume. Speaking rate.
What do
Words.
you say?
Good. Tech. Mean. Default acapella that comes with touch. Since you can get those extra voices that come with good tech. Well, Canada says some people might use French. I won't because I don't understand it. Characters. Good. Tech. Cap. M. From Canada. So some people might use French. Cap. Won't. Good tech. I need BrailleNote Touch acapella voices.
Just a moment, guys.
Good tech. I need default acapella that comes with touch. Since you can get those characters.
Let's
Words.
see.
Mean. Default acapella that comes with touch. Since you can get those extra voices that come default package. Switch camera button.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I answered your question correctly, but
Text to speech settings.
this is the
Navigate up.
this one, the one I'm speaking right, this one speaking right now.
Preferred engine. Radio button. Not checked.
That's the default. That's the default that comes with it. If you want more voices, that's where you get the Acapella TTS app. You have to have a Google account, obviously, but that probably shouldn't be no problem. And you need to have a card on file, debit card, credit card, or a gift card to buy those voices itself in the app. They run about maybe, I'd say maybe a couple of them can run around maybe up to $5, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But, well, $4.99, $4.99. Something could be $2.99, $3.99. It just really depends which voice it is. But yeah,
Google text to speech engine. Recent apps.
but that is that.
Admin. Amazon Alexa.
And
ASR license.
Let's see.
AT&TV and viewer.
and some of these I need to take off because they weren't working.
Braille terminal.
So go and comment down below if you want to, what kind of other videos you want to see on the BrailleNote Touch itself. And also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications, or else I'll come for you. No, I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. No. I'm not that type of person. But hopefully you all had good time. I could keep going in here, but I don't want to keep streaming in here forever because, I don't want to take people time off people's hands. So comment down below your questions. I will be glad really to reply back to them. And also comment down below what else you want to see tutorials on. Definitely, I will do a tutorial on the BrailleNote, the KNFB reader on the BrailleNote Touch. What's even more cool about that, you can save the file and you can share those. Now, there is a stand that you can order. I personally think it's okay, the stand, like quality-wise. It's not the best in the world, but it gets the job done because you can help helps you keep it straight and everything like that. But for now, I will guys talk to you later.
The tech. I mean default Apple that comes with the touch. Switch camera. Button. Finish. Button. Finish. Alert. Are you sure you want to cancel? End.